The leather industry relies on a fundamental deception, the myth of the natural byproduct. We are sold the idea of upcycling, validating our consumption through a lens of sustainability. But raw data tells a drastically different story about modern material science. This is the industrial reality of the leather illusion. To understand the deception, we must first look at the economics of the global slaughterhouse. Leather is not a passive waste product salvaged from the meat industry. It is a highly profitable co-product that actively subsidizes the continuation of industrial animal agriculture. Financial analysis reveals that a cow's hide can represent up to 26% of a slaughterhouse's total profit margin. When the textile industry purchases leather, it provides essential capital that keeps the global meat supply chain financially viable. Without leather revenue, the system collapses. This financial link directly ties the fashion industry to the primary driver of global deforestation. The cattle industry requires massive tracts of land, resulting in the systemic clearing of critical ecosystems like the Amazon rainforest. Brands are effectively funding ecological destruction under the guise of luxury. The legislative landscape is currently shifting to expose this hidden supply chain. By 2026, the European Union Deforestation Regulation, known as EUDR, will enforce mandatory traceability. Brands must prove the exact geographic coordinates of their raw materials or face catastrophic financial penalties. The leather lobbying groups fought aggressively in Brussels to secure exemptions from the EUDR mandate. Their failure means the industry must now provide data it simply does not possess. The incoming fines can reach up to 4% of a brand's total global revenue. Even if we ignore the deforestation, the myth of a natural product dies inside the tannery. Organic skin rots naturally through biological decomposition. To prevent this inevitability, the industry relies on extreme chemical manipulation to freeze the material in time. Approximately 90% of all global leather undergoes chromium tanning. This process requires a volatile cocktail of heavy metals, arsenic, and formaldehyde. These chemicals structurally alter the collagen fibers, ensuring the material can never naturally biodegrade back into the ecosystem. The environmental toll of this chemical process is unprecedented. According to recent data, up to 40 million litres of untreated toxic wastewater are discharged directly into river systems every single day. This creates dead zones where aquatic life cannot survive. This contamination is not isolated to unregulated sectors in the global south. In the United States, the Environmental Protection Agency has classified numerous former tanneries as Superfund sites. The soil in these areas is so thoroughly contaminated with heavy metals that it remains permanently unusable. To make the final product uniform, scratch-resistant, and completely waterproof, another layer of synthetic intervention is required. The commercial leather finishing process is heavily dependent on fossil fuels. Liquid plastics are applied directly to the surface of the animal hide. The most common coatings are derived from polyurethane and acrylics, permanently bonding fossil plastics to the organic base. Furthermore, the industry routinely utilizes PFS, known as forever chemicals, to achieve extreme water resistance. This creates a toxic, unrecyclable composite material. When commercial leather is eventually discarded, it behaves exactly like plastic waste. The heavy metals prevent biological breakdown, while the polyurethane coating fractures over time. It slowly degrades into microplastics, leaching toxic tanning agents directly into the surrounding soil and groundwater. The textile industry's proposed solution has been the mass introduction of vegan leather. However, conventional vegan leather represents an equally destructive paradigm of greenwashing. These materials are almost exclusively composed of pure polyvinyl chloride or polyurethane. This synthetic alternative offers a maximum functional lifespan of 3 to 5 years before structural failure occurs. Once the plastic polymer begins to crack and peel, the garment is completely unsalvageable. It is a fast fashion commodity designed for rapid obsolescence. We are now witnessing the aggressive marketing of next-generation plant-based alternatives derived from apples, pineapples, and cacti. While the narrative focuses on agricultural innovation, patent analysis reveals a critical structural flaw. These organic fibers lack inherent tensile strength. To make these plant-based materials durable enough for footwear and accessories, they are heavily bound using synthetic polyurethane resins. The result is a hybrid material fusing organic matter with fossil plastics. It cannot be mechanically recycled, nor can it safely biodegrade. The incoming REACH regulations will severely restrict the use of PFS and toxic coatings across Europe. The leather industry is trapped between demanding traceability laws and severe chemical restrictions. The entire manufacturing model is fundamentally incompatible with the future of material science. Whether the source material is extracted from a slaughterhouse or synthesized in a laboratory using agricultural waste and plastic binders, the reality is clinical. There is no such thing as clean leather on an industrial scale. The entire framework is toxic. The evolution of textiles requires a total rejection of this compromised material. True material integrity cannot be achieved by replacing heavy metals with forever chemicals or fossil plastics. The future belongs exclusively to advanced, uncontaminated botanical fibers.